This is the tutorial on creating an image capture field, also known as a comment capture field. After completing this tutorial, you should understand how to create an image capture field and understand the proper use and guidelines to follow when you create an image capture field. An image capture field is used to capture freehand written comments that are perhaps in cursive or in any type of handwriting and or signatures. Whatever is captured in the designated space will be saved as a separate image file during processing. An example would be if you ask a set of yes or no questions, and after which you ask for any additional comments. There are a few things you should know about image capture fields. First off is that the image capture fields can be saved as three different types of graphic images. First off, there's a TIFF, there's also a bitmap, or there's a paint file. The second is that image capture fields are also known as comment capture fields, so you'll a lot of times hear those two terms used interchangeably. The third thing is that captured images are not written to the database like a handprint field would be once the form is processed. Only the path to the file is actually written to the database. The fourth thing is that instructions for participants to write inside the lines of the provided box will limit the number of errors that you have during processing. And the fifth and final thing is that in order to save some of your computer resources, it is a good idea to always use the capture only if data present feature in the image capture field properties box. Let's take a few moments and go over how to create and place an image capture field on your form. For this example, we are going to be using a form that I have been working on that will survey a group of students. I have a set of questions that ask the students to evaluate the professor, facilities, and things like that. But I want to give them the opportunity to write their own comments about what they liked and didn't like about the class. You can see that I've already placed some instructions for the students for when they are writing in their comments. It is important that they write inside the lines that will be provided because anything outside the lines will not be captured. And in some cases, if there is writing on top of the line, the box will not be found by the scanner during processing, and therefore no image would be captured. And that would not be something that we would want. So to start, we click on the image capture icon in the Auto Data toolbar. The image capture property box appears, and we can see a couple of options here that we need to change. We can either leave the field name as it is, or we can change it to something that is easily identified in the database. Remember that what is captured in this image capture field is not written to the database literally, but the path to the file where the image is stored is put in the database. I'm going to name this comments. The field order is determined automatically when we publish the form, so I'm going to just leave that alone. The image file name field is where you specify where the images should be stored and what the beginning part of the file name is going to be. So to choose the folder and the beginning part of the file name, you click on Browse. I've already created a folder and it's called Evaluations, and the first part of the file name is just going to be Comments. You have a couple different choices of file type. You can choose TIFF, BIP, or a paint file name, but I'm just going to leave it as a TIFF. Click Open, and you can see that the file name and path is written inside of this field. And this is what would be written to the database after I have scanned and processed all of the forms. The last option you have when creating this object is the Capture Only If Data Present checkbox. If this is checked, Form Reader will look inside the preset lines and will only capture an image if there is something written. If you do not check this object, there will not be a box surrounding the area where someone needs to write. This is most commonly used when a signature needs to be captured because there is only a line that the person signs on, and the designated area will always be captured. It is recommended that you do check this option because it will help save hard drive space on your computer. Once I click OK, you can see that a box is put on my form and I can resize it to as big or as small as I want. Once I have it where I want it and the size I need it, I am done. This completes the tutorial on creating an image capture field.